15 things the poor can do but the rich can't do. Hi self-investors, welcome to Self Invested Millionaire, a society where we educate, inspire, and motivate. Today we'll be talking about 15 things the poor can do but the rich can't do. But before we get started, subscribe to our channel to never miss any updates. So without any further delay, let's get started quickly. Many people are striving to achieve economic success and make a list of the behaviors that have kept us mediocre and only the poor have. These behavior lists will make you think about your current situation and what you must do to become a better version of yourself. Being aware of these habits and behaviors may give you a slight advantage. If you stop these habits or behaviors, maybe you will get closer and closer to your dream goal. Number 1, the poor spend a lot of time watching TV. If you have time to watch TV, then you are probably poor. The time the poor spend on meaningless TV shows is problematic, and this is just one of those pastimes that hold you firmly and make you irresponsible. This is the problem. You are escaping your problems, not trying to solve them to get rid of them completely. Please think carefully. Is sitting in the room watching TV a pleasure for you? Instead, you should use the power of the current internet and devote your energy to the things you love. Number 2, the poor eat fast food. Health is really important, and many poor people have no interest in knowing what they eat, what a healthy diet should look like, or know almost nothing about nutrition. The poor will wear down their brains with a lot of nutritious sweets and fats. They are very active in damaging their bodies, and the effect is that they cannot reach their full potential. If you don't have a healthy body, all aspects of your life will be affected. Your body, spirit, career path, and emotional life will be affected. Number 3, the poor buy clothes or other things that are on sale. The only thing you should buy at a price reduction is stocks. When the poor are racking their brains to consider how to save the little bit of money they have or how to split a penny into 2 halves to spend, the rich will concentrate on increasing their income. Number 4, the poor get up later than the rich. When they are young, the poor are often lazier than the rich, but statistically speaking, this is indeed a fact. If a person uses his youth to work hard, then the possibility that he will remain poor in his later life. In contrast, if you get up late, do not study yourself, and waste time on meaningless activities, then at some point in the future, you will find that you are far from being able to keep up with the progress and needs of society. You will end miserably. There is such a paradox that people who don't work hard when they are young and don't pay attention to self-growth have almost no chance of success. In the end, they can barely survive by hard work. Number 5, the poor are addicted to sports events. The fact is that unless you are a professional athlete or the owner of one of the teams, you have no reason to watch the game. The truth is the same as watching TV. It's just an escape from real life. Think of it this way. You are actually in the position of a bystander who does not influence the outcome of the game. Your influence is 0, and then this habit will follow you. And eventually, you will become a bystander in your life instead of a participant or owner. And this is the beginning of you constantly complaining about others, and you can no longer do anything badly. Number 6, the poor do not bathe as frequently as the rich. The vast majority of current jobs are in the service industry. To obtain more successful transaction value, contact between people has become a must. Those who do not have good personal hygiene will sooner or later be left behind by their peers. People will have doubts about them, and they will not want to stay long when they are there, and all of these will have a knock-on effect in their personal lives. Number 7, the poor blame others for their misfortune. Do you know how many people find all kinds of excuses for their inaction or attribute it to other reasons? Some things are indeed beyond our control, but 99% of the decision-making power in your life is in your own hands. Remember, you can control your life, you can control your relationship with others, and you can control your health. Do you want to change? Then act. Life does not refer to what happens to us, but how we treat what happens to ourselves. When something bad happens, the poor always feel that they have been treated unfairly. And the rich will observe and learn from it, and they will work hard to find what happened. Why does it happen? How can we prevent it from happening in the future? When one person puts himself in the role of a victim, others will take advantage of this to grow. Number 8, the poor have no savings. Another difference between the poor and the rich is that the poor do not have the habit of saving money for future planning. A good opportunity comes. Those who have savings will have the opportunity to expand their lives, while the rest will find it difficult to benefit the most from this opportunity. This is why the rich are getting richer and richer, while the poor are getting poorer and poorer. Number 9, the poor use credit cards or loans for things that are of little use. One of the main differences between the rich and the poor is how they use loans. If you take a loan to buy something and can make you more money than a loan, then don't buy it. You should only use a loan in this case, and that is to use it for investment. Unless you use this equipment to gain benefits or use your Apple mobile phone to develop a new application to develop your business, these things should not occupy your loan line. Number 10, the poor tend to have more children earlier. Raising children is very, very expensive. If you live in a more developed country, raising a child will cost nearly $250,000. Due to lack of education, poor environment, and other factors, poor people of the same age always have more children earlier than rich people. In the years when wealthy people strive to improve their living conditions to ensure that they can provide their children with the right environment and the best conditions for them to thrive, the poor are far ahead of the rich in terms of their lives. Once they have children, the struggle of life begins. Even if they can get by, it is almost impossible for them to get better conditions in food and clothing. Number 11, the poor do not go to the doctor regularly. If you ignore the regular checkups, it may be too late when the disease is discovered. It will cost you and the fate of your entire family, and no matter how much money you have, you may lose your life. Number 12, the poor spend their money before they make money. One of the greatest dangers in life is to spend money before you make it. Secondly, once you start borrowing money or start spending before you can afford to pay, your life will begin to decline rapidly. And then when something that can affect your life appears, you can't afford to pay, go back and work hard so that you can catch it. Opportunity. Number 13, the poor always like to associate with the poor. One way for people to keep themselves poor is to gather together or mix with other poor people. This can only continue to strengthen their belief in poverty. You need people around you who can inspire you and make you move forward. They are doing some incredible things themselves, and their success can become your motivation to get rid of the status quo. If you have been mixing with people like you when you were young, you may be like everyone else. Don't be afraid to leave the crowd or pursue better, otherwise your potential will be ruined by this kind of person. They always realize a little bit of comfort for their miserable life by confirming that others are just as miserable as their own. Number 14, the poor never stick to their ideas or potential. You can't control who your parents are, where you were born, or how society treats you. The only thing you can control is the time you spend in your dreams. Everyone alive has only 24 hours, and some people live far more than others. If you devote yourself to the learning and improvement of the things you love, your success is only a matter of time. You may have heard that in their first 3 years, more than 90% of businesses have failed. But do you know how many businesses fail because they have never started? The answer is all. If you have an idea, do it. If you fail, sum it up carefully and then improve. Just start over and over again. Number 15, the poor believe that others must help them reach the top. The world owes you nothing, and no one owes you anything. Whether you believe it or not, your situation is entirely caused by you, and you are the master of your own life. Everyone believes that they will succeed when they are young, but the reality is skinny. The world we live in will only reward those who have done the best and have never given up. They have been learning and adapting. Those who know that no one will solve the problem for themselves, go forward courageously. On your way forward, you may meet some like-minded people and then accompany you on a journey. Otherwise, you can only be the majority of those who are doomed to fail. On the journey of life, if you still have dreams and want to control your own life, start from the thinking of a rich man and do things that make you better with your heart. So that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit like and subscribe to our channel, Self Invested Millionaire. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section.